Dear students, we have studied about the five kingdom classification system. We have learned that there are five kingdoms like Kingdom Monera, Protista, the Kingdom Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. We have studied in previous lectures about the Kingdom Monera and Protista. Now we are going to start our next kingdom, that is the Kingdom Fungi, in this lecture. So let's have a look what are the features of the members which are placed in this kingdom fungi. The members of kingdom fungi are multicellular, eukaryotes, heterotrophs and they have cell wall. Presence of cell wall is differentiated. All these features are actually also present in animal kingdom members, but they are differentiated from these members because of absence of cell wall. Means animal kingdom members, they don't have cell wall, while the kingdom fungi members have cell wall. And this heterotrophic feature is isolating them, these members, from the plant kingdom. Plant kingdom has eukaryotic, multicellular and with cell wall members, but they all are autotrophs. So these members are eukaryotes, means they have well defined nucleus membrane and advanced feature of all the cells, and multicellular in nature. Heterotrophs means that they are going to depend on other organisms for their food, and they have cell wall. Now let's have a look what are other features that differentiate them from other members or that are making them specific. As I told you, most of the members are multicellular, but there are few exceptional cases also. They are like that of yeast. Yeast are the unicellular fungi members. The other features of the yeast are completely matching with that of these kingdom fungi, but just one exceptional point is that they are unicellular. Okay, so the members are actually multicellular, but exception case is of yeast. Now the body. Let's talk about how they look like. Actually, their body is a filament. Like you have seen over the bread, when the bread is undergoing the decomposition process, then we have seen that there is growth of cotton-like structure, cotton thread-like structure. We have seen over the food that are placed in moist places. So this filamentous structure is actually the growing fungus. Now if we are going to observe it under the microscope, we can see that this filamentous structure is the cylinder and filled with cytoplasm. This is the cytoplasm. It has the cell wall, and this filamentous structure is known as hyphae. Means the body of the fungus, single filament of the fungus is known as hyphae. Okay, so I have drawn here a single filament or the hyphae. Now this hyphae can be septate or it can be aseptate. On what basis we are saying this septate or aseptate? Septa is actually the partition wall. Here I have drawn a filament which is not having any cross walls or the septa. Let's draw another filament which I am going to show, in which I am going to show the septa. You can see that the cell wall is extending. This is the cell wall. This cell wall is having some extension inner to this filament, and these extensions are separating the content or dividing this content of this filament into some parts. The divisions of this filament is taking place because of presence of these structures. So these structures, extensions of this cell wall is known as the singular is known as the septum, and when we are pointing it in plural form, then you can call it the septa. So there are number of septa you can see here in this filament. So we have two types of hyphae, septate and aseptate. This filament or this hyphae is aseptate because it is not having any partition wall, while this filament is known as the septate hyphae. Okay. But when we see any food or any decomposing material where the fungus is growing, we are not going to see a single filament there. We see there is a mass of filament there. There is an entangled mass of filaments. Okay, means there are number of hyphae which are entangled with each other. So this group of hyphae is known as mycelium. Entangled mass of hyphae is known as mycelium. One more thing about this hyphae, this is aseptate hyphae. If it is septum, it is septate hyphae or with septa, then each divided content, means these parts, they bear separate nuclei. Means you can see that these are actually a kind of uninucleated partitions. You can see here one nucleus in each partition. But if they are not having such septa, in that case you can see that there are number of nuclei floating in this protoplasm. Okay, because they are not divided by any cross wall. In this condition, this aseptate hyphae is known as cenocytic hyphae or syncytium. The condition is syncytium, having multinucleated condition. Okay, so this is the hyphae. Now come to the habitat. If we are going to consider where they are growing, they love the damp places. They are mostly present in the damp or the moist places which are having some warmth there, and also the dark places. And this type of condition is mostly observed where the dead and decaying matter is decomposing. So they are the major decomposers. Their habitat is the moist, damp, dark and warm places, and at these places, these fungi members, they are acting as saprobes or saprotrophs. Means they are going to help in decomposition of that dead and decaying matter. Most of them are saprotrophs, but they can be parasites also. Means they can grow over the surface of any organism. They act as ectoparasites, or many of them can be endoparasites also. Means they can grow inside the body of the host. So the parasite mode is also present, and many of these members, they have symbiotic relationship with other species. Symbiosis, as I told you in previous lectures also, that this is an association in which two different species, they interact positively with each other. They are mutually dependent on each other for their food, for their shelter, for their life process. They are dependent on each other positively. Means both are having give and take relationship. Okay, so many of the members of this kingdom fungi, they have some symbiotic association with, they can have with the plants, or they can have it with animals also. So the symbiotic, if they are having symbiotic association, then the members of this fungi in that association is known as mycobionts. Like in case of lichens, they are called as mycobionts, and if it is having association with the plant roots, they are known as mycorrhiza. Okay, so they can be most of all the members, as I told you, they are heterotrophs, and heterotrophic nature can be as they can behave as saprotrophs or saprobes. They can be parasites also, or they can be symbionts also. Okay. Now come to the reproduction process. The three types of reproduction, all the types of reproductions are reported in these members. And they can reproduce vegetatively by the process of budding, fission or fragmentation. If you are going to talk about the fragmentation process, I can explain. Like this is the filament. If you are going to break it in fragments, in this filament, this long filament is broken by any mechanical shock, then all these fragments or pieces are going to behave as in separate fungi or individual fungi. Okay, so this is the fragmentation process. They can also undergo budding process. Budding means, for example, we can take up this yeast example. This is the cell of the yeast and it can develop this bud which will behave later as separate cell. Two cells are formed because of this budding process. Budding means extension of the body, budding. Okay, so they can also reproduce vegetatively by budding process, or they can also reproduce by the fission process. Means their body can split into two separate cells, and that is the fission. So this is the vegetative type of reproduction where no specialized structures are formed, while they can reproduce by asexual reproduction also by forming a number of structures, thick walled structures known as spores. Like they can form the zoospores, they can form aplanospores, they can form conidiospores. Means from species to species, the spores varies in their structure, on their the mode of their formation, but commonly we can call that they are the thick walled structure formed by this fungi by asexual means single parent is going to produce that specialized structure. Now the sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction is also going to form the thick walled structures, but first of all let's explain some common steps of their sexual reproduction, and this can be shown as, like I have two cells, two different types of strains here. You can say strain means they are representing the variety of the two hyphae. When these two different strains they are matched, then they will fuse. They are going to fuse with each other. So this is suppose the first parent, we can write here the positive strain, and this is the cell of or the hyphae of the other parent. Here there are two parents. Okay, so let's make a cell here actually to show you clearly. Here I have shown the nucleus in each cell and the cytoplasm. So during sexual reproduction, these two cells, they are going to fuse with each other. Means they come to close to each other. Here I am showing they are coming close to each other, and you can see that they are fusing with each other. Here the cell wall is going to dissolve and the plasma membrane is also going to fuse, so that content of both the cells is mixed. So let's show the other stage when this content will mix with each other. So let's show this cell. What is speciality in this cell? You can what you special of you are going to observe in this cell, that I have mixed the content, means cytoplasm content is mixed in these two cells, but I haven't made the nucleus to fuse with each other. Means only cytoplasm has fused, and this process or this step of this sexual reproduction is known as plasmogamy. This is plasmogamy, where only fusion of cytoplasm has taken place. Now the next step, you can write here the first step, fusion of cytoplasm. Then the second step is fusion of these nuclei. I'm not saying that this plasmogamy is the feature of all the members of kingdom fungi. Many of the members, they fuse, both the cytoplasm and the nuclei fuse rapidly without giving any gap. But in case of, especially, I will mention two classes of this fungi here: Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. Especially these class members, these are two classes of fungi. These members belonging to these classes, they show these steps. Means there is delay in mixing of cytoplasm and fusion of nuclei. Okay, so I have shown here two nuclei, which is one from this parent and one from the other parent. Cytoplasm has mixed up. The process is the plasmogamy. The next step comes, that is the karyogamy. Karyogamy means fusion of the nuclei. So let's fuse this nuclei and show a single nucleus here. Okay, so if these two cells were haploid, then what you can see that this nucleus is, because having sets from two parents, so it is now a diploid cell. This is diploid, zygote you can say, diploid cell. Now this diploid cell, it will form a thick wall around it. It will form a thick wall around it, and it undergo the cell division, which is known as the meiosis process. Why this zygote is undergoing the meiosis process? So reductional division is taking place so that this zygote can divide into 4 haploid cells, and these 4 haploid cells, they are also having thick wall around them. These thick walled structures are known as the spores. Each spore is haploid in nature, and these spores are released, or actually this zygote, which is a diploid structure, this zygote will lead to formation of a fruiting body. It's the fruiting body. Fruiting body will be formed by this zygote, and then that fruiting body will produce by meiosis process these spores, haploid spores. What is function of the fruiting body? Function of fruiting body is to produce the haploid spores by undergoing reductional division. And this is speciality of this 3 steps. Means the third step you can mention the meiosis process. These 3 steps in which the plasmogamy and karyogamy have a sort of gap. This is the feature of Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes members of the kingdom fungi. Okay, so these are the unique features of these members. One more thing that I have to mention here, that because of these fruiting bodies, these haploid spores are going to be produced. This is also going to vary the structure of how the fruiting body will look like, and what type of spores they are going to form after this sexual reproduction. They can be like oospores, depending upon which class we are studying. They can be called as oospores, ascospores, basidiospores. A number of different types of spores can be formed by sexual reproduction. One unique feature of this kingdom that I have to mention is that because their cell wall, they have a cell wall around them in each cell. This cell wall is chitinous in nature, means it is made up of a special nitrogen containing compound that is known as chitin. Okay. So they are unique in the composition of their cell wall also. Plant kingdom members have cell wall. I was saying that both the members having they are sharing this as a common feature. Both the members of plant and fungi have the cell wall, but composition is different. In case of plant kingdom, the cell wall is made up of cellulose, while in case of kingdom fungi it is made up of chitin. Okay, and one more special thing about these fungi members are that they have reserve food material in the form of glycogen, means like animals they have glycogen as the food reserve in their cells. Okay, so these are the features of the kingdom fungi. On the basis of the type of hyphae, the type of fruiting body, type of reproduction, they are further classified into classes that we are going to study in the forthcoming lectures. Means the different classes of fungi like Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. These classes we are going to discuss in the next lecture. And I hope the features of kingdom fungi are clear to you.